this week with Comic-Con, we talked earlier about some different things going on at Comic-Con and TV shows and comic books, things like that. But there were also some other pretty big announcements. As we mentioned earlier, Michael Ratliff had gone onto our Xbox Dive community group and he shared the trailer from Telltale Games and all the new projects they have coming out over the next year or so.
Yes.
And they showed off Batman. The next season of Batman is coming.
The Enemy Within.
We also know Wolf Among Us.
I wish they would have called it Batman Martha. That would have been the best name ever.
We also had Wolf Among Us 2, and then the final season of The Walking Dead.
Oh no! Dun dun dun.
And they said those are coming out in 2018. So I'm actually looking forward to that. I've enjoyed The Walking Dead because it's the 4th official season. They had the little small 400 days, and then they had was it Michonne?
Michonne, yeah.
I mean, they had those 2 mini ones, but this is the 4th full season. And season 3
the final
was fun.
frontier.
Like, I don't think they'll ever hit the greatness that was season 1. But
yeah.
I think season 3 I liked better than season 2. So we'll see how season 4 does.
I've never finished season 2.
Man, you really need to finish season 2, man.
And I really like Telltale Games, but Walking Dead to me is like the first season was great. I just could never really get into the second season. So.
Okay, yeah, the second season was kind of a slog in certain parts. You really had to kind of push yourself through it. I think by the end it was great because some of those choices really mattered. But
I'll go back and finish it.
The farther we get into it, I'm kind of glad it's the final season because your choices can only carry so far.
Sure.
Right? Yeah. And by the time season 3 hits, the choices you made in season 1, they don't matter that much. So you can start stretching yourself pretty thin. But now that we know that they're ending certain series, like The Walking Dead, we kind of thought, what would be some great series we would love to see Telltale tackle? Try to say that 10 times fast. But
Telltale tackle.
I've got a nice little list here. I'm going to kick it off with kind of a big one because I think it's great. It's got a great universe, has great lore. It'd be super, super easy to fit this into the Telltale model.
Uh-oh.
Doctor Who.
Doctor Stinkin' Who.
Now,
that's actually on my list too, but that's fine. Let's talk about it because we talked about our love for Doctor Who a little bit last week. So I'm all about Doctor Who.
I think right now with a brand new Doctor starting.
Oh my, a girl too. I love it.
It could be a great time for Telltale to kind of hop in, right? Because Peter Capaldi's leaving, and the new actress, I can't think of her name off the top of my head.
Jodie something.
Jodie something.
Sure, it's like Whiskers or something. It's probably not Whiskers, but it's something close to that.
But because Doctor Who has been hit in video games before, like Lego Dimensions and other things. But I think with Telltale, I mean, just the amount of villains they have, the Cybermen, the Daleks, the Silence, and they've got Weeping Angels. Like, there's just so much great content. You can have like a villain a week, or a villain a month, I guess it would be, like every season.
Weeping Angels.
And it would just be so awesome because people want to get to know the new Doctor, right? The best way.
So look, real quick. I was basically right. It's Jodie Whittaker.
Oh, Whiskers.
Jodie Whiskers. It's the same thing. Listen, close. Jodie, call me. It's great.
But I just think it would be a great opportunity to introduce fans to the new Doctor, but also bring up fan favorite villains, and maybe even have some old companions come back. Not all of them are dead. Most of them are dead. Not all of them are dead.
Not all of them.
But
some of them made it out.
The way the lore works. But I mean, what do you think about that? It was on your list too, man.
Yeah, no, I think it's great. One of the things that's super cool, and one of the things that really makes Telltale great, and one of the things that I think they haven't really been able to nail like I'd like to see, is the replayability factor.
Oh, sure.
Right? So being Doctor Who, like imagine facing, in each episode having to make a decision. Do I go to the future? Do I go to the past? And maybe that takes your journey like a completely different way. The other thing that I was thinking about is what if what if you're around, like the TARDIS is stuck, So you're in one giant area. The TARDIS can still time travel, but it can't move from where it is. So you're basically exploring the same area just over and over again through time, which could be super cool. I don't even care, dude. Just give me Doctor Who.
Awesome.
I would
it would be
love
absolutely
Doctor
awesome.
Who
And talking about time puzzles and things like that, Lego Dimensions, the Doctor Who levels, was a lot about doing time manipulation. So just because of everything on my list, I think that has the most. What do I say? The best chance for it to actually get made.
It's most feasible.
Right, most feasible.
You would say, yeah. I would say, and just you mentioned Lego Dimensions. My favorite part about that was every time he died, he would come back as a new Doctor.
Right,
which I thought was so great, so good.
Because now they're on Doctor 13, so it's quite an opportunity there.
A lot of doctors. So. But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, definitely. So Doctor Who, 2 thumbs up from this guy. I would buy it. Day one. So is it my turn now?
Yep.
I will say that I'm incredibly pumped for Batman Martha. We didn't really talk about them at all.
Batman Martha?
But yeah, the second season of Batman, I really, really, really like Batman a lot. I like it because it took some risks and changed a lot of the characters in unique ways, which made it really fun to play. And Wolf Among Us is probably still my favorite Telltale series to date. So giving me Wolf season 2 100% all the time. Yes, I love it. So for me, I would go. I mean, really, anytime you ask this question about what I want to see in any sort of genre, there's really only one right answer.
Are you gonna say Power Rangers?
It's Power Rangers. And listen, this is fantastic. Yeah. This is a fantastic way. Now, Power Rangers are known for ninja kung fuing and stuff, right. and so I get
ninja
that.
Kung Fu.
There's not a lot of that in necessarily in Telltale Games. But I will say the other part of Power Rangers, and I grew up with it, but there was a lot of the stuff it's just a lot of high school stuff. Mm-hmm. You're at Ernie's getting a smoothie, and you're talking to Bulk and Skull, and you're getting ready for the homecoming dance, and you got karate practice after work, and then you gotta
do Krispy Kreme donuts, right?
Yeah, no, that's a new movie. And then you have to go to Billy's house because Billy's working on the rad bug, and so you have to go and you have to help him work on, like, I'm telling you, man, Alpha 5 is missing in the command center. You got to go try to find him. Mm-hmm. Dude, I will play anything with Power Rangers. That's all I want. I want a Power Rangers Telltale game. Give me some making some decisions. Give me some Green Ranger stuff where he's turning evil again, like all day long. I love it.
Now, aren't they doing something like that in the comics right now?
They are, yeah. Oh, yeah. The Boom comic series is fantastic. So they've done this thing where it picks up the comic picks up right after Green with Evil. Mm-hmm. So Green with Evil is the first appearance of the Green Ranger. It's a 5-part series. At the end of Green with Evil, he turns good, and the Green Ranger joins the Power Rangers. And then the comic picks up like the next day after that battle. Mm-hmm. But what happens is Rita's still in his head as like this ghost, mm-hmm. and so she keeps like talking to him, and she's like, "They're never gonna trust you. They're always gonna look over your back." And he is real nervous, and he's trying to figure out how he can be friends with these guys but still have like her in the back of his head. Dude, it's good, man. It's a great, yes, give me that, man. Give me that series, but interactive. Man, I would play it in a heartbeat. I love it.
And honestly, we talked earlier about how sometimes they'll tie them to comics. So this could be a great opportunity to tie it not to the show, but to the comic.
To the comic, yeah, man. Yeah, I'm on board. Like, seriously, let's make this happen. Telltale, give me a call. I mean, I'll voice out. I mean, I'll do the voice for Tommy. It's fine. I'll write the first episode. It's fine. Just let me know. Just give me a call.
Cool. The next
what you got? What else?
The next one on my list, a series that came back a few years ago. People weren't too happy about it, but the Ghostbusters.
Oh man, Ghostbusters is on my list too.
We haven't seen.
We spend too much time together.
Apparently, but Ghostbusters would be awesome, and it could be the classic Ghostbusters. It could be the new Ghostbusters. A lot of people didn't like the new Ghostbusters. My wife and I, we really enjoyed it. We thought it was funny. Everyone we've shown the new Ghostbusters really enjoyed it, and actually, it might work better as the new Ghostbusters just for the fact that they have a sequel set up already, right? As far as I know, they started a script, but because it broke even. Like, it didn't make a lot of money, they canceled the sequel. So why not just take that, turn into a game. Boom. You've already gotten it
Nice.
done, right? Get all the voice
I like
actors
it.
back because they're all live. I mean, that sounds bad, but I mean, if you think about the old Ghostbusters, it's just an opportunity. You know, you never know. Because I'm thinking you could do the classic
it's great.
Ghostbusters, but we already have a classic Ghostbusters game that was made by, was it Activision? The one that just became
Activision
backwards
made-
compatible on Xbox One.
that was Activision.
So I mean, and that was a really, really awesome like Ghostbusters 3. Like it
that was
really
one where you're
good.
like the rookie, right? You're like
Yep,
a rookie,
you're the rookie.
joining. Yeah,
Exactly. And they could do something very, very similar with the new Ghostbusters. Just tie it all together.
I'm down.
You
with
already
that.
got the property. You already got the
down with
license. Go for it.
that. I love it. I think it's great. Okay, I'm next. Let's see.
You are next.
So, this is gonna sound redundant.
It
but
does. I already hate it.
I absolutely love SpiderMan.
Okay.
And they've done a great job with Guardians of the Galaxy. I see them working again with Marvel in the future. And Spider-Man just makes sense to me for a lot of the reasons that I just was kind of talking about with Power Rangers. But the thing about Peter Parker is he's got to hide from everybody. He's got to do his homework. He's got to avoid Aunt May. You have all of this like drama going on behind the scenes, and then at the same time he's dealing with all these super heavy things. If you've seen Homecoming, he has this great scene toward the end where he's talking to the Vulture. But they both, at this point, know who each other are, and so, but like this is a great thing where like the Vulture's explaining why he's doing what he's doing, and it makes absolute sense. But he's talking to a 15-year-old, and like Peter's having to kind of have all this weight on his shoulders, and I just think for a narrative-driven game, like it could be super super cool. And then the other part of that is a lot of Spider-Man's kind of fighting and stuff is really based on quick reflexes because of his spider sense, which plays perfect to kind of the quick time action that Telltale does for the games. And one of the things they do in Guardians of the Galaxy is there'll be times where Star-Lord is shooting his guns, and all it'll do is it puts up little icons for the left or right trigger.
Oh, sure.
And you just have to pull the triggers and you just shoot, wildly until everybody's dead. But you could do a similar thing with like web swinging, and he could just have a scene where he just like left or right trigger, and you're just kind of web swinging while narration stuff is going on. Like it could be super cool. So I would if they're going to stay with Marvel and do Marvel stuff, I would like to see them do a Spider-Man story. So
Okay, cool. I was just thinking, this one wasn't on my list, but it popped into my head, and I thought this would be hilarious because everything we've mentioned is very action-heavy, story-driven, that route. And I was thinking, we really don't get a lot of funny, humorous games, right?
Okay.
What if they made a game based on Arrested Development? Like you could, how crazy that would be because you'd have Job, George Michael, you'd like have the whole family, and each episode, because it'd be 5 episode season, like always, each episode would follow a different member of the family.
Oh,
how
great.
Awesome! Because you don't, and it could be a puzzle game, right? You could be walking around, kind of help solve a puzzle of some kind, and Bluth, and working with the Bluth family. And I was just thinking, because it could be really funny. It could be really well written. You could have Ron Howard doing all the narration. Like, that just popped into my head because I'm thinking everything we're saying is kind of the same. Like, same action thing. What if they did Arrested Development, the Telltale series?
I love it. Sign me up for that.
Boom.
Always sign me up for that. That's great.
Oh, man.
Okay, well then I'll kind of change genres again too because
Sure.
I'm kind of going a different way with the next one, but opposite from comedy. I would like to see a Stranger Things Telltale game.
That would be awesome.
With a little horror vibe to it and a little sci-fi vibe to it. There's not a lot of action. I mean, outside of 11, most of the time it's just kind of running and trying to put things together, trying to figure out who did what and where people are, and use batteries and walkie-talkies and try to get rig things up, and like that plays very well to kind of the Telltale style. But the whole idea of the Upside Down, and again, without giving any kind of spoilers away, if you haven't watched Stranger Things, what are you doing with your life? You need to watch it. But the whole idea of the Upside Down kind of just being a reverse of our world, like you could play with that so cool with it within, you know, kind of a narrative driven, you know, video game space. So I'd like to see a Stranger Things Telltale series. I think that'd be super cool. And you know, with it, when we're going out with season 2, you know, they're going to probably keep that thing going for as long as they can.
Yeah.
But what's great about a show like that is now that they've introduced the world, like, you don't necessarily have to even play with the same characters per se, or in the same timeline. You know, if you think about like Wolf Among Us, you know, takes Bigby, but it takes us, you know, years before the comic series ever even started. You know, so like they could do something completely off from, you know, from the timeline and still be able to kind of be canon and be in there. So anyway, I'd love to see that. I think that'd be cool.
Cool. And I just want to say my phone just went off and it said that we just had another member join the Xbox Dive. So Rufus Williams just joined the Facebook group. So guys, be like him. Come join the awesome community Facebook group,
guys.
Because that's where we have this awesome conversation.
Just listen. Ask yourself this: WWRD. What would Rufus do? Would join the Xbox Dive group.
That is right. You got to join us. It'll be awesome.
Can we do one more?
We'll do one more.
Right,
we're starting to run a little long in this one.
All right.
Let me hit up one more. And how about I combine two? Because my list is a little bit longer. These two kind of go together, and they actually just had a special Comic-Con comic book come out. Adventure Time meets the regular show. They come together. Yes. So how amazing would it be? Because I think the comic is Comic-Con exclusive, so I don't know if you can actually buy it anywhere outside of Comic-Con. Yeah. But that would be awesome. Like, somehow the worlds combine. I don't know how it happened in the comic, but right now, I've watched every episode of Adventure Time, at least the ones that are available on Hulu, and I've watched almost all of the regular show, Long Live Trash Boat. It is such a great show. That would be awesome. I honestly don't know what they would do with it. It would probably be like Homestar Runner when they did the Danger-esque ones back on the Wii. I think they're on the Wii and PC. Cool games for attractive people. That's what it was called.
Yeah. I would almost, I mean, if we're just building games here, I would almost throw like Steven Universe in there and just do like a hodgepodge where they've all been sucked into a world and they're trying to get back to their own worlds.
Okay.
And maybe even find 5 series, and each of the season or each of the episodes are done in that art style. So you do like one in regular show art style where they actually draw all the Adventure Time people in regular show style, and then at the end of that somehow you get sucked into Adventure Time, and now you have Trash Bag and Trash Boat and Mordecai. All I love that.
So good.
That's so good.
That's actually a really, really good idea. But okay, man. Cool. Yeah. What do you got for your last one?
Well, dang. Now I have more than just last ones. So this is not my last one, but you saying that makes me really want like a Cartoon Network All Stars show where we get like Johnny Bravo and Powerpuff Girls and Dexter's Lab and just do kind of a similar thing with all of those shows. Because I love that block when I was a kid or younger. But yeah, so my last one would have to be The Only Thing That Matters. Besides Power Rangers, which is Star Wars. Okay. So I look, I love Star Wars. It's probably my favorite fandom of any of them, and so I really don't even care what it is. Give me a retelling of A New Hope. Give me a side story with Yoda after Order 66 and how he gets to Dagobah. Give me whatever. Give me.
So, like, what if you're like a secretary on the Death Star and you're in charge of shipping?
That's fine.
And you just sit there and you just sign orders all day.
Give me Padme knitting little sandals for Luke and Leia. I do not care. No. Well, I mean, I'd like to be a pod racer. So. Give me like so here's one of the things that I really like the world set up in the prequels, even though I absolutely hated the movies. So one of the things that I like about Battlefront 2 is they're coming back and they're giving us Theed, and they're giving us, you're going to get to play as battle droids and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing it. It looks super, super cool. Bringing Darth Maul in. I would like to play like a really cool prequel game that explores a little bit more of that world. So just make me a weird alien that races the circuit, and I'm looking for parts and building my ship and meeting people and trying to get to the next race. Mm-hmm. And I don't care, something, just anything in the Star Wars universe, I would be super pumped for.
Sure.
So.
And Disney seems to be pretty open about making these side stories to kind of fill in the universe right now. So it'd be cool. Okay,
maybe.
So okay, guys, what do you think? What Telltale games would you like to see? What properties should they hit next? Because we've had some awesome winners with The Walking Dead and Wolf Among Us and things like that. We've also had things like Jurassic Park, which we don't talk about, which is a great property, just not used very well. So, what would you guys like to see? You can let us know in our live Mixer chat at the Xbox Dive. You can also hit us up on our Facebook community group. That would be awesome. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to subscribe and comment down below. We would love it.